I wanted to do a quick long-term review of the DJI Pocket 2 because I've had it now for basically a year. I got it last year, the beginning of last year, and since getting it I have used it so much. It literally goes everywhere with me. It goes in my bag. It's so small to be able to just take it everywhere, and light. And so I just wanted to give you my long-term review based on things that I've noticed that are really great about it, things that aren't so great about it, and yeah, just to help you decide if you're still on the fence about whether or not to get it.
So yeah, that's really what this video is. It's going to be a test of the footage and the audio. Let's get to it.
In terms of the quality of the audio and the video quality, the Pocket 2 is just amazing. It still blows me away every time I use it. So the video quality is so clear. I did recently do a video based on the difference between battery saver mode and high quality mode, so do check that out because I shoot in battery saver mode because I think it looks better. But even if you were to shoot in high quality mode, the quality of the footage is still really good. And the audio that comes straight from the camera microphones is really good as well. The only problem that you will find is that even if you have the wind noise reduction setting on, it does cut out wind, but if it's really windy, it's not going to cut out enough wind. So at that point, if you had the creator combo, which I have, which I really suggest getting if you are going to be vlogging with the Pocket 2, then having the creator combo means that you can use the wireless transmitter, and it comes with a furry windshield as well. You can also use a lav mic, which you can put a furry windshield on, or you can use a shotgun mic, which you can also attach a furry windshield. And this is how I predominantly use the Pocket 2. I'll rig it up with my phone and an external microphone, and I use the video mic, the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, and sometimes I will use the Sennheiser MKE200 or the Rode Video Micro, just depends. But yeah, it's awesome. And the only thing that I would say is that because it is so small, the screen is really small. So if you're trying to monitor yourself and you're trying to make sure that you're in focus, or trying to make sure, which the focus works really well, by the way, the continuous focus, but if you're trying to make sure that you're correctly exposed, then the screen is quite small. But if you attach your phone, then it gives you a lot more options to be able to just make sure that you're in focus, because you can use the histogram and you can just look as well, look at the screen. The other thing that is quite disappointing about it is the fact that, and also with the screen issue, it's not really an issue because the camera is that small. I don't really know how you get around it other than using your phone. And the other thing that's a little bit annoying is the fact that you can't really use it when it's raining because it's not weather sealed, it's not waterproof, it's not weather sealed. So I think that was kind of a bit of a flaw on DJI's part, because a lot of people are going to be using this for vlogging. I mean, it is basically a vlogging camera, so there are going to be people who are going to be using it outdoors when you get caught in the rain and stuff like that. So you just have to be mindful of the fact that it isn't waterproof and it's not weather sealed. So if you do get caught in the rain, just bear that in mind. The other thing that I noticed, because I like to shoot in D-Cine-like, I noticed that if you try and shoot in D-Cine-like and 4K 60, you can't actually do that with the do-it-all handle attached. And because I predominantly use it with the do-it-all handle, I don't think I ever use it without the do-it-all handle because I've always got an external microphone attached. But if you have it with the do-it-all handle, you can't shoot 4K 60 in D-Cine-like. And D-Cine-like is my preferred colour profile by far. Normal looks okay, and if you're not comfortable with colour correcting, then using normal is fine. However, if you aren't confident in colour correcting, I have created LUTs for the DJI Pocket 2 when you shoot in D-Cine-like, because I think that colour profile just makes your footage look even better. And as long as you're correctly exposing the footage, the skin tones and the colours all look really good once it's been colour corrected. The other thing is that the Pocket 2 is really good in low light. I've tried it up against the DJI Action 2, I've tried it up against the Hero 10, and for both cameras it's come out on top for me. I think it's just a great camera in low light. Because it isn't digitally stabilized, because it is just a gimbal, there's no competing with the internal stabilization, the digital stabilization. So if you're shooting in low light and you have slow shutter speeds, then your footage is going to look just fine. And also, as long as you try and keep your ISO as low as possible in low light, then you're not going to get as much noise as you could do if you shot in higher ISOs. The other thing is, as well as going back to D-Cinelike, is that shooting in low light in D-Cinelike is much better than shooting in normal. And I did a video on that, so do check that out to see why. But yeah, D-Cinelike is awesome, and shooting in low light is really good with Pocket 2 as well. In terms of the field of view, it's not necessarily the widest, but it does come with a 15mm wide angle lens, which I was using at first, but because I like to use ND filters, because I like to shoot in manual exposure, I stopped using the one that came with the Pocket 2, and I got a pack of filters and lenses and ND filters from Freewell. And what they allow you to do is attach ND filters to the ND filters to the lenses. So it comes with an anamorphic lens and a wide angle lens. I love the anamorphic lens, but I did a video about that as well. But the wide angle lens means that you can use ND filters as well as using a wide angle lens, which is great. The battery life is really good. If I know that I'm going to be out shooting for quite a long time, I will take just a power pack out with me so that I can just charge it in between shooting. And it's just a really small power pack that I keep in my bag, and I'll just plug it in whilst I'm moving between locations or anything like that. But the battery does really last a long time, so it's all good on that front. But overall, I just think it's such a great camera. It's so small, it's inconspicuous. If you're one of these people that really don't like having a massive setup whilst you're out and about and you want to film and you want to capture really good B-roll and capture good talking head pieces of yourself, then the Pocket 2 is just such a good all-round camera for that. And even though I said about it being a very small form factor, if you do start building up with your phone and your microphone, then yes, it is going to make it bigger. But if you are quite happy to just use the Pocket 2 and the transmitter with the lav mic, then you know it's perfect, and it just fits in your pocket. It fits in your bag really easily. You won't even notice it's there. So yeah, great camera, and I couldn't recommend it anymore. So I hope this was useful to anyone who is still debating whether or not to get it or not. I really think if you're considering getting it and you're going to be vlogging and shooting B-roll and all that kind of stuff, then definitely just go out and get it, because it's awesome and you won't regret it. And so yeah, if you found this video useful, do give it a like, and I've created a playlist for the Pocket 2, so there's loads of useful videos in there, guides, accessories, that kind of thing, so do check that out. But yeah, thanks for watching, catch you next time.